Hundreds of Iraqis and Jordanians attended prayers and a church ceremony in Amman before putting former Iraqi Vice President Tariq Aziz to rest. Aziz, who was sentenced to death in 2010, died of a heart attack in an Iraqi prison last Friday. But getting his body out of Iraq was more than a week-long ordeal for his family that has been living in Amman since the US invasion of Iraq. Aziz's casket was seized by an armed group in the Baghdad International Airport before it was recovered by the Iraqi authorities. His son, Ziad Aziz, avoided talking about the incident.
Tariq Aziz belongs to the entire Arab nation, not the Muslims alone or the Christians alone. May God have mercy on his soul and on all martyrs. I thank Jordan for receiving us as a family and for receiving my father's body.
Former Iraqi President Saddam Hussein and his inner circle were widely respected in Jordan. The Iraqi government had agreed to transfer Aziz's body on the condition that no big funeral was held. But Iraqi pressure on Jordan seemed to have no effect.
I thank the Jordanian king and the government that accommodated the request of the deceased and his family. The government was courageous and heroic to accept the burial of an important symbol on its soil in a show of loyalty for Saddam Hussein, his men and his supporters.
The Iraqi government may have not wanted this large and public funeral to be held because it inevitably represented a lack of trust in the Iraqi government. Family members of Tariq Aziz had always wanted to bury him in Jordan, fearing opponents would desecrate his grave if he was buried in Iraq, not only because he was one of the closest people to Saddam Hussein, but also because he's Christian. Many people here say this large funeral in Jordan sends a strong message to the Iraqi government about how sectarian Iraq has become. Aziz's family chose a Christian cemetery in Madaba to put him to rest. Iraqis and Jordanians alike who participated in the burial appeared angry at rising intolerance in Iraq.
The Iraqi government is a bully, and we tell them you are not the leaders of Iraq, you are militias and gangs run by Iran.
Many Iraqis here say that it was only after Saddam Hussein's overthrow that Iraqis began to divide themselves along sectarian lines. It's for this reason that so many Iraqis in exile remain loyal to what the ousted regime used to represent. Nisreen Al-Shamaili, Al Jazeera, Madaba.